And I didn't really know why we were not supposed to be together. I mean, I know that if you break up with someone, when you get back together, it's going to be all the little things that annoyed you about them is going to annoy you 10 times more. But I didn't understand why we weren't supposed to be together. And then it just come to me one day how you should be stronger than me. I'm the girl and you're the boy. You're 7 years older than me and you should really be someone for me to come to at the end of my day with my problems, not add to my problems at the end of the day. And I guess I wrote Stronger Than Me when I realised that he was a big girl. It's important for me as someone who writes music to challenge myself on everything, to challenge myself with the lyric, with the melody, with the chords, the changes, the whole thing about the song. And the reason I do that is because I want children, I want kids to listen to my music and think, I can write whatever I want to write. I don't have to sound like Dido, I don't have to sound like Robbie Williams, and I certainly don't have to go on Pop Idol to be able to write music. And that's all that I do my work for. You know, I would like real music to come through. Maybe real music will never really come through, but just for people that are growing up in the time that I'm doing music, I would hate them to think that you have to sound like someone else to get somewhere. Who else? I can only think of him.
David Beckham? No.
He's okay. He's very pretty. I like to look at David Beckham. He's a very pretty man, but not sexy to me. I love them, man. I love the Beastie Boys. I remember when I was about 11 or 12, they were the first male bands to make me think, that's so cool, because there were girls that I liked, girl rappers. I loved Left Eye from TLC, and I loved Salt and Pepper so much. And Beastie Boys and Salt and Pepper were kind of the ones to make me think, oh my God, it's about hip-hop. Hip-hop is like the new jazz. Like, definitely. I was just a moron before, and now I'm a big dick. No, nothing has changed. You know what the best thing is about being a musician is I get booked to do some wicked gigs. I think the difference between jazz and a mainstream music is that jazz is real, and it has a great importance on being real, to the point where I'm not really accepted in jazz because I'm not a straight-ahead jazz person. I don't give a fuck because I don't give a fuck. Like, a mainstream audience won't give you a chance. Like, a mainstream audience will go, what's she wearing, what's she got on? I don't care what she sounds like, what's she got on? Whereas a jazz audience will go, she looks a bit funky, she's probably going to sound really good, right? Like, you know what I mean? People were like that. And the jazz audience will give you time. They want to hear amazing things come out.
Has anyone not felt it?
Oh, blatantly, but they just didn't tell me or whatever. Like, I've seen interviews where I will be like, well, they've completely run me down, and my mum will go, did you see that interview? It was great. They've really got you. They've really got you, like you know. And I'm like, Mum, they said I couldn't sing everything. The only thing that really gets me is when people say, there's been a whole jazz revival recently. You've got you, Jamie Cullum, Norah Jones, Kevin from up the road, Ricky Gervais. Like, what great. There's been a whole epidemic of people eating cheese for the past 100 years as well. So, like, what are you saying? I did an interview for the NME about 2 weeks ago, and the guy said to me, how come you haven't sold more? And I was like, that is such a good question. How come I haven't sold more? That is such a good question. And he was like, no, seriously, why? And I was like, no, tell me, please. I'd like to know. I'd rather be... I have to do this. I would rather be, like, one in a group of covers artists. I'd rather stand out than not stand out as much in a group of artists like Terry Walker and Jamelia before Jamelia went all pop. As well as having a jazz background, I've obviously grown up in this time, so I have those influences of the last 15 years. So I understand that journalists will do anything for a story. If they genuinely think that it will sell, then yeah, of course they will. I mean, I used to do that. Like, I used to literally read a magazine, get a quote and write a story around it, like, standard. So I'm not really that bothered, you know. I mean, I have such a good, strong working bond with Salam, we worked so well together that it was just so nice to be acknowledged for just us two working together. That's what that award was to me. Yeah, so to Shepherd's Bush, that was wicked, and I'll never forget them 2 days. I'll never forget getting up in the morning and walking around the venue, walking around Shepherd's Bush in the sunlight, thinking, that's my name over there. I don't tend to listen to that much jazz anymore. I listen to more hip hop now.
Yourself?
Like, Almost There, Method Man, Ty, What's the Ones, Nas, Outsiders, The Slick Rick. I just like loads of people. I just like people that sound different. Anyone who stands out.
I think when I was growing up, the music that was in the pop charts, or the music that people were releasing at the time, I just thought, this isn't music, this is watered down, or this is, just crap, someone else has written it for you and you have to sing it. It's very much the case with some music today. So I really started writing music just as to challenge myself, to see what I could write, or, just because there was nothing else there that I could listen to at the time. And having listened to jazz and, great songwriters like James Taylor and Carole King, it was I felt like I had nothing new that was coming out at the time that really represented me or the way I felt. So I just started writing really my own stuff and from personal experience. It's very jazz influenced, but it's got very much the new as well. It's very hip hop. It's very beat driven. Just everything I've kind of listened to over the past 20 years. I'm only 19. Everything I've ever listened to is rubbed off, hopefully, the right way, like Frank Sinatra, all the jazz greats, Sarah Vaughan and all that, and then hip hop people, KRS-One and LL Cool J when he was younger, Salt and Pepper, I used to love them, and Left Eye, she was one of my proper idols when I was young, and Mos Def, like everything from the old but the new as well. It's very crossover, but there's few things that I like at the minute, but I would say that positive rap, like that kind of thing, I really like. And I'm just trying to think of singers I like at the minute. I guess, as far as English girls go, Dynamite, I guess. Because that's all, there is no one else, right? There is no one else.
This is our Fader Live exclusive with the talented Miss Amy Winehouse. Amy, where are you coming in from?
I was in New York.
Okay. And were you playing shows in New York?
No, I did Barrow in New York, and just a couple of other bits, really.
And are you doing a whole US tour, or?
Not really. I guess I'm doing a few. I'm going to LA after this. I'm just doing a few bits, nothing
Too grand.
I think I'm doing a US trip later in the year.
Okay. What do you think of? This is your first show in Austin?
Yeah, I've never been to Austin. It's amazing. It's so cold.
It's so cold?
Cold. It's really cold. Yeah.
Yeah. The audience is really into you.
Yeah, I had a wicked time. I really enjoyed it.
You how does this compare to a normal Amy Winehouse show?
I don't know.
Usually you have the full rhythm.
Usually I'm more drunk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Austin's good for getting drunk.
I've just had the best time. There's so much barbecue, so much amazing food. There was a shop just for hot sauce.
Yes.
I bought 10 hot sauces.
You're a fan of the hot sauce.
I love hot sauce. I just couldn't believe that.
What about, so you've been in Austin for a couple days?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been doing the barbecue, have you done the tacos, you've done the margaritas?
Yeah. Yes, of course.
Have you seen some music? You've been going to
No,
other
I've been
locations?
just working solidly.
So you were playing other shows prior to this? In Austin?
Yeah, I have. I've had about 4 or 5.
Oh, okay, so you're an old hand now, you're an Austin resident. And then when do you leave?
Sunday.
So what's your plan later on today? Do you have more shows tonight?
I've got a show tonight at 10:30.
And then are you going to hit the town, or are you going to hit the town in between?
Probably both.
Are you tired of people asking you about if you're going to go out and party and
No, isn't that what you say to all musicians?
Yeah, well, but you have this beautiful, impressive, with the booze and the living the life and grabbing life by the horns,
Don't know about that.
You're not over that. You're into it still.
No, I'm 23 years old. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna, I like enjoying myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, we all enjoy. Are you tired of people asking you about enjoying?
Oh no. That's the thing. Is my singles rehab. You know what I mean? So I'd be a hypocrite if I turned around and went, "So not me."
Yeah. Well, there are plenty of people that are good at being hypocrites, and happens? You go to LA and then you're going to be playing some shows out there. And
Yeah, I'm doing some shows in LA, and then I've got a bit of time off.
have you caught any, like, I mean, you haven't been able to catch so much in Austin, but have you been, like, meeting other musicians in the US? Is there anybody that you're really turned on to right now?
I can't think.
Yeah.
I can't think.
What about UK-wise? Like, what's it like for you and your circle of, like, peers and, like, kind of what?
Well, I've got a lot of friends that are in bands, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. So I'm about 10 margaritas down already.
I wish I was. We're gonna try and have some cool. I mean, yeah. Like, any other thoughts about what you're turned on to right now in the UK, or what? Like the hot sauce. You know, you're into the hot sauce. What about the U.S.? Like anything in the U.S. in particular that has like caught you by surprise, or that you're like geeked on? The size of the country, the like crowds, how they differ from one place to the other.
I don't know. I just like Austin. I really like the way everyone is. Everyone's so cool, and I guess I like the way that you can go to a restaurant and get a pound of crawfish and they'll dump it in the middle of the table. That's kind of cool. You know.
We're good at pounds of food.